Up. It is Powerhouse Tuesday, episode 7, and we are going to talk about something that everyone should be talking about. No, it's not politics. It's wealth building. We are a wealth building machine. So today's topic is going to be about wealth building, wealth, what it could do for you, what it could do for others, and, you know, what wealth brings you. And who other to talk about it than Mr. Paul Roberts. What up, man?
What's happening, brother? Number 7.
Yep, number 7.
Wealth building machine. I've noticed a bunch of people when they get to real estate, they build a transaction building machine, which is good because you and I are building that too. And they leave the wealth building part out. And I want us to build something that outlives a transaction and one commission check. In fact, you and I were talking about it on the way here today. You were in your car, I was in my car. We were talking about what it takes, how you do it, and I want people to people to make money. I want them to get fired up about making money. One thing I've noticed when I joined real estate was a lot of people don't talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, in my old gig, dude, we'd stand up on stage and we'd line up by the amount that we made. Like you would line up from left to right. The person on the left made the most.
Yeah.
And we were proud of it. And we're like, man, we knew it to the dot. Last year I made $275,000. Yeah, you know. And then the guy all the way at the end on the left, he was making $250 a month. You know. And it's like, yeah. And there was not this ego of, you know, you suck because you're all the way to the right, but it's like everyone can get all the way to the left. And I get here to real estate and I start asking questions and people say funny things. Well, last year my gross commission income was. What the hell's gross? Oh, they didn't even say they said GCI.
Yeah.
They go, last year my GCI was, I'm like, whoa, dude, what's GCI? He says, gross commission income. I said, can we just call it income? You know, why are we getting all fancy? Because we're in real estate. Stop it. You know, let's make money, right? There's nothing wrong with making money. Making money's fun. And if you're making money, guess what? Your customers are happy.
Yep.
Bottom line. It's not this, well, you know, I don't want my customers to know I'm making money. No, you know, your customers need to know you make money. And making money's fun. And you should make money from the work that you're putting in.
Exactly.
Lord knows real estate agents complain about how much work they put in. I mean, you just find them on Facebook all over the place. But I want to know, let's make some money. Let's have some fun making some money. And I see nothing wrong with that. So I said to you, let's build an entire culture around making money's fun. You okay with that?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Look what money can afford you. You know, like look what the lifestyle it can give you. Look at the freedom it could give you. Like it shouldn't be a taboo topic. This should be talked about more often than not because, you know, there's multiple ways, a lot of things you could do with money. Bad things, good things. You could be bad with your money. You know, you could be great with your money. Money is not bad. It's what you do with it, how much you keep of it, and, you know, what can you do upon others.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah,
and I've read the Bible 3 times. There's a Bible thumper that's about to put something in comments right now. Read that quote slower because it doesn't say what you think it says. It doesn't say anything about money. Read it slower. So I'm talking to the person that's about to leave a comment that thinks they know the Bible better than me. Anyhow, I am Pastor Pablo, by the way. So I want people to make money. I want that. It's okay that it's a benchmark. It's okay that it's fun. Because I want to be able to call anybody up in our circle. We got some really cool people in our circle and say, hey, let's go to the Bahamas for 3 days. Not, you know, I don't know if I can afford it. Oh, how are we going to go? First class? Are we going to stay at a 5-star? You know, those are the questions I want them to ask.
Yeah.
Are we going to try to fly on a cheap day? I don't want to hear that. What days can we fly that it's cheaper? I do not want to hear that. I want to hear we're going first class because you know I fly first class everywhere. And I want to hear, are we getting a 5-star hotel? Because I really have to have 5-star, you know, because that's the way we're going to live.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Gluten-free too, right? I always told Paul, man, because Paul, if you don't know Paul eats everything gluten-free. And I was like, man, is that the trait or sign of a millionaire? So when y'all see me ordering gluten-free pizza, gluten-free bread, you know what happened.
I don't know if that's the trait. I know a lot of millionaires that don't eat gluten-free, but it's not cheap to eat gluten-free, I'll tell you that. But I want to go and have an incredible 3 days, and money's not an object. Because when I got into my old business, I was watching people do just that, and I said, that's what I want to do. Mm-hmm. I want to be able to just, if my leader asks me to show up in British Columbia just because, let's go, you know? And I want a culture where we're going to brag about it. not in an ugly way, not in, you didn't make as much as me, so you suck, but you can make more than me because I'm not near as better than you. Okay. And that's the culture we're going to build, and we're going to have fun doing it.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
There's no substitute.
So how are we building that? You want to elaborate on that?
Yes, I do. First and foremost, I believe everyone should hone their life on cash flow is king. They got to do transactions. Do the things that make you quick money. Do all the activity that will make you money fast. Now, I believe 100% you can build it broke. So don't come to me and say, well, I ain't got no money and he's got money so he can build it. Nope, you can build it broke. Crazy activity will outweigh everything. It will blow by every single thing in the world. Yeah. I trained all of our top producers to be like this. Create activity, don't worry about closing skills. Now, it's hard to fill up a room of people when that's the title. We're not worried about closing skills. Come join us, right? Because people sign up for all the crap on Facebook and pay thousands of dollars to, I got the best closing techniques in the world. No, you don't. You absolutely do not. Mm-hmm. The best closing techniques in the world is to have more activities, to talk to more people. So what would happen inevitably is our group, they would be a top producer, and then people would say, hey, tell me your closing techniques. And they'd be like, I don't want you because I stink. I'm horrible at closing. But I put the numbers in my favor. I talk to enough people. I sit with enough people. Therefore, I'm a top producer. If you want to be anybody can be a top producer, put the numbers in your favor. Quit worrying about, everyone wants to worry about technique and X's and O's. You're not going to win that way. There's no way to win. The way to win is to go all out and talk to every single person in the world. Every person that I know right now that's in real estate that's complaining about being broke could get a lead today, could get a buyer today if they did just what I told them to do. You ready? Everybody you talk to, everybody you run into, do you know anybody that wants to buy, sell, or invest in the next 6 months? Just ask that question. If you ask that question all day long, you will get a buyer or seller by the end of the day. Promise. Yep. Now, if you only pick a few people, I asked 4 people, that don't count. I'm talking everybody you come into contact with. You're going to play the numbers in your favor where you're going to win the ball game.
And you know what's the beauty about doing activity as well? Like, let's say you start off brand new, fresh, you have no closing techniques, but if you're talking to enough people, you are going to hone in on those skills to make it better, to improve your closing skills, because, just by sheer numbers, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to have success stories, and you're going to learn what works and what doesn't work, and you're going to incorporate the next time you make those dials or conversations. So inevitably, I sound like Nemo there, but your closing rates are going to get better, right? And it's just through repetition. It's just like working out. The more you do your bench presses, bicep curls, the weight eventually gets, heavier. Your muscles get bigger. Same thing. You do the activity. You talk to as many people as you can, and you're going to refine those skills, which eventually are going to make you money. Take that money, turn it to wealth. Yeah. So do the activity. It's no different than working out, guys. You can always get better by practice. Someone said practice doesn't make perfect, but practice makes better. So keep doing it and you will get better.
I'm glad you said that, because I don't want you to think you've got to go spend $10,000 on a training program or $5,000 on a training program or anything like that. You can be the training program. How do you become the training program? Like you said, go make a bunch of mistakes. Go screw up a whole bunch of times. Yeah. And what you and I have built in our building is we're inviting everybody to be the trainer. Instead of spending $5,000 on a training program, you are going to be the $5,000 training program. What do I mean by that? When you come to me and say, hey, how do I do X, Y, Z? I'm going to say, great. Next Tuesday at 10 o'clock, you're training on X, Y, Z. And most of the time I get this like deer in headlight look, like, what? I asked you for the training. No. Next Tuesday, you're training on it. Now, it doesn't work with everybody. It'll work with your leaders. It'll work with the people that stand up. And I'll say, here's why. Because you're going to do that training. You're going to send it to me. I'm going to edit it, and it's going to forever be in the vault in our school community. And you are the next trainer. You're it. It's time to rise up. Yeah. But I don't have all the experience. If you go screw up a bunch of times in the next week, you will have enough experience. You will be able to train on the same thing the person's training that's charging you money for. Now, I'm not saying don't fine-tune your skills. But what I am saying is creativity, then work on fine-tuning your skills. A lot of people want to do it the reverse order. Well, I need to go to this seminar, that seminar, that seminar, and then I'll do activity. No, you're doing it all wrong. You do so. That's the culture I built, and that's how we do this thing. Is you do the activity first. You make a whole bunch of mistakes. Well, I don't want to make a fool of myself. You probably shouldn't do life. You know, it's probably, this is not a good gig for you. You might want to try a coma. I don't think anything can happen there. You're good. But I'm telling you right now, go ahead.
No, it's like, I used to tell people all the time they were scared to be on camera. Like, I don't want to look stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, would you rather look stupid and be rich or look perfect and be broke?
I like that.
Like, which one's the better one? Like, I don't care if you think I'm stupid. If what I'm doing works and it's making money, then cool. Like, who's laughing now? So let go of the ego. Like, if you're in sales, you need to let go of the ego. There's a healthy amount of ego, but you have to be okay with being rejected.
Yeah.
It happens all the time, and you don't take it personally. I was telling the team yesterday, too, detach yourself from the outcome. And, ironically, I had to practice what I preached yesterday. I told you about it. But, the more that you remove yourself from the outcome, the better you will be mentally, because now your mood is not dependent on what happens next.
Yeah.
You did all you could. All right, cool. Move on to the next. What's yours is yours. What's yours isn't. We just have to be okay with that.
I want to go back to training, but I have to hit on that because you had to practice what you preached yesterday. And I believe yesterday you onboarded 2 people.
Yep.
Because you weren't focused on the outcome, because you couldn't focus on the outcome because you just told the team of people not to focus on the outcome. So therefore you can't focus on the outcome. So you called me and told me I can't focus on the outcome. And you're telling me because you're holding yourself accountable. So you didn't, and you went over here and you did X, Y, Z, and you onboarded 2 people. That's what it's all about.
And guess what?
What?
The deal eventually went through, man.
And
Everything happened.
You called me this morning. The deal went through.
Like, see, it's like, if I would have, man. So detach yourself from the outcome. Whatever happens, happens. Be okay with it. Be content with your life, and just move on.
Yeah. So let's go back to training.
Yeah,
so
go.
the goal is everybody in here is a trainer because I want everybody to have ownership. I believe in agent ownership. Agent owners. I want you to own the system, okay? I believe you're great enough of doing something for a full week over and over and over to train on it. Mm-hmm. And now you're part of the system, you're part of everything, and boom, you go on, okay? So that's one of the fastest and best ways to train top producers. Not a 2-week course, not flying somewhere and spending a weekend somewhere. I'm not against all that. I run those workshops all the time myself. But what I'm saying is you got to create activity. There's no sense in doing anything else.
Yep.
None. Don't waste your time. People say, where do I get business cards? Don't get business cards. And I've been blunt with people. Why? You might suck at this. You might be so bad that after you go talk to 5 people, you might decide you don't want to do real estate. So why buy business cards? Don't do it. How do I get a website? Don't get a website. How do I do this? Don't do that. What I need you to do over the next week is talk to 100 people about buying, selling, and investing. That's it. Yep. And you're done, right? So that's how we create massive, crazy transaction business. I mean, we just go crazy. Cash flow is king. And I want to be able to call you and say, hey, let's go to the Bahamas. Let's go to Aruba. Let's go to Grand Cayman. Let's go do something fun, right? Mm-hmm. And we're going first class. So don't give me this other crap that you can't, well, I don't need to sit in first class. Yeah, you do. I promise you do. Once you do, you're stuck. You can't ever get out, right? Now, I got my good buddy who owns a private jet. He keeps telling me, Paul, you're missing the boat. You can start flying. Now, I have flown private before, but haven't been where it's been mine, right? Because once you fly private, you can't go back. So anyhow, so that's how you do that. So meanwhile, while you're doing all the activity, I'm going to act like it's you right now, Brandon. So I tell you to go out and create crazy activity. And you talk to 100 people. Check back with me next week. Let me know how many people you talk to. During that, before you do that, I need you to give me 5 people you know. Preferably, you got a real estate license. Just 5 people you know. Okay. And your question is going to be why, right?
Why?
Why? Yeah, why? Because I'm going to call them and talk to them about you. Literally. I'm going to tell them how excited I am that you're on this team and how great you are, how phenomenal your future is, how God's got his hand on you, and you're going places. Okay? And you're probably still going to say, why? This doesn't make sense. Well, I want to let them know this because I'm not trying to recruit them, but I will accidentally recruit people and get them on your team. Because I am building a wealth building machine. I need you to think past the next transaction. I need you to think past the next commission check. I need you to see so far into the future you can't see it, but I can because I've been there. So let me take you there. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So give me 5 people. That's it. So I'm going to call these 5 people in front of you, by the way. In front of you. Here's why. You need to hear what I'm about to say. You need to hear it more than the person on the other end needs to hear it, okay? A, I just told you to go talk to 100 people. So if I talk to 5 people you know, and I just told them you're going to go talk to 100 people, guess what you're going to do?
Go talk to 100
You're
people.
going to talk to 100 people. Now, if you're a man that's not of his word, then you won't, and you'll disappear, and I won't even see you next week. Great. I've just shortened the time frame of this breakup, which I needed to do anyhow.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's not that I want to break up, but I don't need this to drag on for you if this isn't going to work for you. Not about me. I already got the money. It's about you, right? So I'm going to call your 5 people. It's going to be this simple. Hey, this is... Now, before I do that, I'm going to get to know who you are. I got to know who you are. I got to know everything that happened to you, not everything, but the majority of the bad things and good things that happened to you prior to age 18. I've got a life inventory sheet. You're going to fill it out, okay? And I'm going to know those things. And then 18 to 40, we're going to figure out what that is. You're not at 40 yet, so your sheet's going to stop at 30, right? Boom, cool. And we're going to fill it out and go from there, right? And now I know a lot about you. Now I know what gets you out of bed. Now I know what makes you tick. Now I know who you are, right? And so now I get to call your friends or the people you gave me, acquaintances, whatever, and I get to brag about you. And I get to say things. I get to speak life into you that you don't even see for yourself yet. You will rise to the occasion. And if you don't, that's okay. We now know who you are.
Yeah.
I believe you'll rise to the occasion. I believe the majority of the people will rise to the occasion. Now, you've sat with me calling your people over and over. The first couple felt weird, did it not?
Yeah. No, it didn't feel weird. It was more like, what's happening next? Like, where's this going to go?
Yeah.
You know, I think it was more of the uncertainty, like, okay, what's going to happen here? Are they going to think I'm weird? Like, oh, why'd you give Paul my number? But, I mean, it goes back to sometimes you need to hear it.
Yeah.
And that helps boost you in ways that could get you on during the day to go do your activities.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel weird. It was more like, what's happening next? Like, what is this? But then I got more comfortable giving it to you because I know exactly what you're doing. You're not trying to recruit somebody. You're not, talking down on anybody. You're just talking about myself and, the things that you say, if they're true, the other person's going to agree.
Yeah.
So it makes your conversation go much better.
Yeah.
Make a friend before you need a friend is what you say. And we just make friends. And by making friends, we build this community of, rock stars, of leaders, and we all get rich together. Yeah. Like I tell everybody I meet now, I say, hey, my goal is to make everyone around me rich, wealthy. Mm-hmm. That is what I want to do. Yeah. Whether it's through agent attraction, whether it's through transactions, help me help you get you to where you want to go. Like that is my main prerogative. And I truly believe that. And I think the people who meet me as well, when I say that, believe it. And that's what I'm going to do. Yeah.
And then early on, one of the first people we called for you, he joined.
Yeah.
And in very quick order. It wasn't long. He signed up. And it was all because I was bragging about you. And what was crazy and talking about who you are and the man you're becoming, he was agreeing with me. As that's the way most conversations go. Yeah. That sounds just like so-and-so. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he's crazy. Yeah, he's this. Yeah, he's that. Or they just kind of sit there like, okay, I need to hurry up and join Brandon. Brandon's going somewhere, right? This is going to take off. And it's really that simple. Now, the first 5 people that, I usually get aren't the best because you're just like, why am I giving you 5 people? I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I don't care. Give me the 5 people. I'm going to call them. I will build trust with you. And I think more than anything, you have to hear how great you are. We all have to hear it. I don't care. The most successful businesswoman or man in the world needs to hear it. The person that's on the bottom, on the verge of giving up, needs to hear it. The person in the middle needs to hear it. We need that said to us. You can do this. Especially us men. Yeah. We will run through a fire naked just so everyone will say, you the man. You crazy. Woo! Yeah, that's right, I am. Well, that's who we are, okay? And we have to hear those words. And when you hear those words, now I've just increased the opportunity of you succeeding because you're going to go talk to 100 people. As opposed to, here is the plan to success, Brandon. Call 100 people this week. Ask them if they want to buy, sell, or invest in the next 6 months. Get back to me next week. See you later. That shit probably ain't gonna work. I got to add something to it. Mm-hmm. I got to throw some gasoline on that sucker. I got to throw some fire on that sucker to say, let's blow this thing up. How do I blow it up? calling people you know, telling them how great you are, where you're headed, where you're going, your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, everything you want to achieve. And now you're like, uh-oh, those words were spoken over me. I have to do it. Unless you're not a man of your word, then you'll cower away and disappear. Yeah. Cool. We're good. All right. So that's how we create the wealth building machine, because those people will start to join, as you have seen in your team. Yep. You had 2 on boards yesterday. I think you had 3 last week. I mean, you're getting to a place where it's going to be 5 every week, 5 every week, 5 every week, right? That's just going to be the normal. And then it's going to be 10 every week, 10 every week. Now, saying all that, let's be real. It took us a while to get to the couple a week, right?
Yeah.
And what I love about you, Brandon, is those weeks of nothing happened, you always called me and just had questions. You know, you just would have a question because you need to hear me say, it's going to work out, man. I promise. I promise. As opposed to you getting lost in your own head and your own thoughts and like, crap, this isn't working. This isn't working. I got to bail out. Instead, you're like, okay, Paul's been here. Paul's done. I'm going to call him. And another thing that you do that's brilliant is you read books. See, when you're reading books, you're changing everything, right? Everything. As opposed to sitting in silence and thinking, uh-oh, these are all the things that are wrong. Yeah. You can't think that way when you're reading a book, unless you're reading a stupid book, but you don't read stupid books. What's the last book you read?
Last book I read, what I picked up, what is that book? Profit First.
Profit First?
Yeah, Profit First.
Yeah, you read a lot of books. You go through them quickly. I got to be careful because I will read a book, but I have to get like a 3-week head start and then tell you what I'm reading because you'll probably pass me. So. I want to sound like an expert for 3 weeks. Yeah. So that's how we build the wealth building machine, the transaction machine, and we just go from there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And we just keep building people along the way, and we keep loving on people along the way, and that's it, right?
I love it, man.
What else you want to say?
I guess the key to building wealth starts with 5 names.
Isn't that crazy?
Right? As simple as that. It starts as 5 names. Making conversations, talking to people. I mean, we're already doing that day to day, so yeah. Why can't we just tweak the way the conversations go?
I want to end on this. You're going to end, actually, because it's something you said to me earlier. But when I call your list of 5, I get to truly build a business around everyone has a story. And that's how I'm always going to build this thing. Yeah. If I know your story, I can sell you. If I know your story, I'll work harder for you. If I know your story, I'll get out of bed when I don't want to get out of bed. And just today on the way here, you were telling me about someone's story. Go ahead and tell me that story.
Can I say it out loud, though? I guess this is public.
You can say it out loud. He talks about it all the time.
Okay, yeah. I mean, say the name, too?
Yeah.
Well, cool. Yeah, man. I was talking to Daniel Ng at 9:30. I forget what day it was, but it was during a weekday, and I was joking like, "Hey, man, like, what are you doing? Like, are you out in meetings? Like, why are you still out? Why are you not home?" And he was talking about I guess he just dropped off his dad, and if you know Daniel Ings and his story, and his family came here with nothing. They built a big old real estate empire, if you will, in commercial real estate, and his dad was the catalyst of all that. So you can see how important of a father figure his dad is to Daniel. And Daniel said something about the rev share organizations. He told his dad like, hey, we're almost at 400, and his dad just looked at him and smiled, and that was like, wow, like it changed something chemistry in my head. Like, holy shit, like we're definitely going to bat for this guy. Yeah. It just makes you fight harder. It has his goals, and we're going to help him achieve it. It makes you fight harder for the people that trust, love, and their story. You're just automatically going to fight harder for them. Yeah. And I think that's what we're doing here in our group as well, is we get to know you more on a personal level. Like you say, what makes you tick, what makes you get out of bed, what's your goals, why are those your goals, and we help you get there. But honestly, it's because we care. Yeah. Right. And I think the group itself reciprocates that feeling, because we call each other, hey, are you okay? We keep each other accountable. Like, part of our accountability call as well is not just how many numbers we're going to do, it's like, what's your personal goal? Mm-hmm. So me, Jacoby, and Paulo decide, hey, we're going to hit the gym at least 5 times a week this week. Good. So I already did 2 days. I got 3 left to go, but yeah, here we go.
Yeah. And you already loved Daniel, and you already cared about Daniel. You already had respect for Daniel. But when Daniel tells you that story, it goes to a whole new level. Like, I got to work harder for Daniel. Yeah. And one part of the story you left out is, his father can't speak or anything. Yeah. So it was just a beautiful smile. Like, he knew his dad was proud. They just want to cry, It's like, he knew it. My dad's proud of me.
Yeah.
And that did something to you. And that's what business is all about. It's about relationship. It's not about this bullshit building or numbers. And it is about numbers, and it is about transactions, it is about cash flow, yes. But this is the most important part of it, because that's what makes you work harder for somebody else. Now you want to see more than ever Daniel get to 10,000.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what his dad's going to do then, right? I mean, now you can see it, smell it, touch it, feel it, to where, okay, this isn't just for Brandon, Jen, and Ella. This is for Daniel, his family. And then what happens is you're going to learn more about Paulo, and Paulo's going to say something to you, and you'll be like, holy crap, I got to work for this young man. I got to hit my goals every week because of this young man. I get frustrated when people tell me, I don't want to build, I don't have time to build because I need to focus on my transactions. You will do more transactions if you know the stories of the people on your team.
Yeah, and you know what's funny too? I checked my numbers, man. I'm on pace to have the best year I've ever had.
And it's the biggest your team's ever been.
Let's go, baby.
And you've been stressed, like, man, can I do it all? Can I do this? Can I do that? I'm like, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Baby.
Yes, you can. Every time you call me, I'm like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. The bigger it gets, the more production happens. No, it won't work that way. Yes, it works that way because you got this young man, Paulo, looking after you. You know, you got you got Peter now looking up to you. You got so many people looking up to you saying, hey, show me the way. And what happens is you wake up in the morning, you don't want to work, but you're like, nope, I got to show people the way.
You got to do it.
That's what it's all about. That's the wealth building machine, brother.
So if you want to be part of a community that talks about money in a good way, we all make money together. We're all here to help each other strive, achieve our goals. You found us. It's the Powerhouse. Tune in next Tuesday for another episode. I won't be here, actually, because I'll be in Cancun. So
He'll be here.
You'll see me sometime, y'all. But anyway,
I'm going to have a cutout board of you right there.
Let's do it.
I'm talking to you.
All right, guys. We're out.